Welcome to another episode of Artificial Idiocy,
where we talk about all things gaming.
As people who game just a bit too much.
I'm Atobe-sama.
I'm Raceland Hawk.
And I'm Quanstein. And here's what we have to say on this episode of Artificial Idiocy. Like how gaming may not actually be for fun, but it may...
No.
Yeah, so I guess my idea was that we could talk about that kind of, or I don't know.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I'd like to know where you were going with that, I guess.
Well, gosh, it's kind of hard to kind of like try to replicate what I have in mind. So it's gonna...
I think the thesis is that gaming, as opposed to other mediums, is once you achieve the level of fun, that just seems to be the ultimate goal. Game doesn't have to stretch beyond that, but other art mediums have. Like, necessarily is watching Schindler's List fun? Not necessarily, but it's still, there's some value to it. I mean, can gaming go beyond just being fun and attempt for larger social purposes, or at least emotional purposes?
Well, I guess I was trying to go against this popular notion that, when some people, when we talk about how, like, oh, the story is awesome in games, or there's too many cutscenes or whatever, some people are like, why not just read a book if you're wanting that? Games should, at the end, should just be fun. And I guess my opinion is kind of like, well, I don't really agree with that. Because, it's... Sometimes we play games to the end, or at least, us devoted gamers do, even when we're not having fun. Just because we want to learn more about and talk more about the game mechanics, the things that makes us think, and I guess that's kind of where I was going with it. I don't know, what are you guys, any more thoughts on this?
I mean, if gaming was literally the highest achievement in gaming was just fun, the entire industry would be casual gaming. There'd be nothing beyond that, or the popular perception of that.
Right, so we need to make an argument that gaming can be appreciated as an art form, and so it isn't somehow separate from every other kind of entertainment where these movies and books and music, you have people who can be people will be experts in that, and they'll be appreciated and admired for it. You have an expert at gaming, he's just someone who has way too much free time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, if you guys saw... I don't know if you guys watched the blog I made or whatever, or vlog, can't pronounce the V because I'm Asian. But yeah, in the vlog, I mentioned that the best example I could think of was flour, because, I don't know, well, probably, or braid, either or, but, yeah, or braid or flour, because when most people who play those games, it's not really for fun. You're not really having fun with those games. But you're actually experiencing something that's far beyond just having fun. Flower, for example, has a lot of interpretation that you could make out of it. The fifth level is a frustrating mess. You're not really having fun because you're getting hurt and whatever. It's not fun, but at the same time, that feeling of frustration is intended. So the game is designed to make you feel emotions. And that's what the game is all about, emotional roller coaster. And you just don't see that in regular games.
No, you don't. It's all about the aesthetic qualities of just basic entertainment.
And
what other examples can we think of? I mean, what about Braid made it more than just being fun for you?
Well, and Braid is a lot of reviewers were like, oh my god, if you like Mario, you'll really like Braid. And I totally disagree with that, because it's not a platforming game. It's a puzzle game. And some puzzles are ridiculously, insanely difficult. And it makes you really think your brains out. And it's not really fun in playing the game. And there's no penalty for dying. You can always rewind back to wherever you want to go. So there's no challenge. There's no fun. But as you put these puzzle pieces together, there's other there's text and stuff that you read through, and there's just the sense that something else is being connected as you play. I don't know. So neither of you guys have played either of these games?
No, I've definitely played Flower. I haven't experienced the emotional arc that you or anyone else seems to have, all the reviewers. But and I haven't played much of Braid, but I definitely do agree that Flower does aspire to a certain artistic quality that most games don't. Same for Braid, and especially in terms of the visual aesthetics. But I was going to actually add the Persona series, especially the latter episodes of Persona 3 and 4 on the PS2, and the Ace Attorney on the DS. Both of you have very frustrating mechanics, because in Persona you literally go to high school and you answer questions on tests and you talk to people and you have to make them happy, and all of these these simulations are not necessarily designed to be the absolute most fun possible. It's meant to further the story, to draw these relationships that have the opposing effect on the other side of the game, where you're just battling inside an alternate world. And in terms of Ace Attorney, it's meant to recreate an experience at a more palatable level. It's like it want to make you feel like you're an attorney and within a sort of anime storyline. So it doesn't. There's different aspirations that a game can aspire to beyond just being fun.
Exactly.
As it were.
Yeah, Ace Attorney, I was so frustrated with certain cases, and it's a lot of trial and error with Ace Attorney, but I kept playing the game because you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll be the judge of whether it makes you feel like an attorney.
Okay.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
No, it really. I mean, you can't go to law school with this, but I mean, it's the perception of an attorney from a layman's perspective, and you just get to act like an attorney. It's like putting on an expensive coat and standing in front of a mirror and doing the final monologue from Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Yeah, it feels more like it feels more like a detective game than a lawyer game, really.
Yeah. I think that's the point, really.
Yeah, because...
No, I was mainly focusing on the courtroom scenes, and yes, there is a sort of detective aspect to it, and that's also in games like Professor Layton, although that's mostly puzzle solving as well. But again, you have all these individual components that are just meant to be role-playing experience. It's not necessarily in role-playing game scenarios, but just meant to recreate the idea of what a average person thinks it's like to do this, and just cater to that. And again, it's not meant to actually be some sort of educational device.
No. Well, games and education has a very bad history.
Yeah, edutainment. Although Oregon Trail is still pretty damn fun.
Oh, I love Oregon Trail, yeah.
I had Oregon Trail Fridays in middle school. Best day of the week. Love that game.
I don't know if it was something about games aspiring to be more than fun.
Well, they both coexist. I mean, in the end, I guess the bottom line is that games should be overall fun, because you're actually controlling something, and if the game is not fun, then it's also not very marketable as well.
Right, because it's interactive, but you wonder, is a movie supposed to be fun? Is it not?
I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of time-killing aspects with game, even especially when you bring in, online multiplayer component where you can play the same game for 10 years. And, that's really just playing to kill time. You're not really getting any meaning out of playing Halo 3 for 5 years.